Hi everyone, it's Stephen here. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to find good commercial investment property deals online. I've used this exact method that I'm about to show you to buy 4 commercial properties recently that all exceeded my target cash flow return. First, I'm going to tell you where to look. Now, this is going to cover 4 commercial property portals that I think are pretty good, and also which one out of those 4 I prefer to use. How to set up filtering alerting to cover the entire commercial investment market so you get first mover advantage, and then what to look for in a commercial investment deal with some examples. There are 4 main websites that I like to check out for commercial investment deals. These are Zoopla, Rightmove, Estates Gazette, and Riella. My personal preference is Zoopla because it has good filtering and alerting. Rightmove is now trying to catch up with Zoopla, and anyone that's looking at residential properties just probably thinks that you go to Rightmove for commercial as well because they're the main portal in the UK, but my preference is Zoopla. Here's a quick comparison of the 4 websites just so you can kind of see how many listings each one would get in a chosen area. Here's the Estates Gazette website. So this is the homepage, just hit for sale. We're just going to put in Oxfordshire as an area. In that area only, tenure, we want a for sale freehold, and we hit search. So we can see then the Estates Gazette has returned 45 commercial properties for sale in Oxfordshire. So then if we go to Riella, we got for sale and we put in Oxfordshire. So then we put the same thing in Riella and we get back 35 properties on this one. If we go to Zoopla for the same, see for sale only, we don't want businesses for sale. Let's just have a look at that. You can see we're getting 52 back there. Then on Rightmove, we check that one, then it's come back with 68. So if we then compare each of these websites, we can say that Estates Gazette's got 45 properties available for sale. Riella's got 35. Zoopla's got 52. And Rightmove's got 68. So on the surface of it, you'd say Rightmove. So as you can see, Rightmove actually has more listings than Zoopla, but my preference has been Zoopla just because the alerting and the filtering that are available on it. And Rightmove has only just recently enabled alerting to emails. Previous to that, you had no way of getting alerts when new properties hit the market. I'd be definitely checking out Rightmove and Zoopla if I were you and set up alerting on both of those and just see what you get sent to you. Estates Gazette is a commercially focused website, but what I've found with that is that the listings on there seem to be a bit old. So what that means is when I call up the agent on that listing, I find that the property's already been sold like a year ago or it's no longer available on the market. Riella is also a commercial focused website, but again, the listings on there are kind of generally old or expired, and I find I'm wasting my time when I'm spending time on there. So with Rightmove and Zoopla, you can actually filter by keywords, and this is something I use quite a lot. So you can put in terms like investment or income, and that will filter out all the results. So then you're only seeing listings that are associated with being an investment or it's generating some type of income. So you can also save searches on both of them, and you can create email alerts now on both of them as well, although I do find Zoopla's better at doing that than Rightmove, as this is a new feature on Rightmove. In a moment, I'll show you how I'm able to look at the whole of the market at once, so I'll get notified as soon as a commercial investment property hits the market. But first, let's look at what commercial properties to look for. There are several types of commercial properties to look for, and it's up to you which type of commercial property to focus on, as there's no right type or right one to particularly look for. It comes down to your investment goal and your exit strategy for it. Back in December 2020, I wrote myself a 3-year goal that I want to be buying commercial investment property that would generate $12,000 per month in net cash flow. So when I'm looking at commercial property, I'm having this in the back of my mind. So then I've created a target investment property based on that particular goal. So this is what my target property goal is. I want it to be a cash flow investment of either an industrial commercial property or an office commercial property. So I want the property to generate over £20,000 per year and generate at least a 10% or better cash on cash return based on the cash that it's making versus the purchase price. And I want the purchase price to be between £200,000 and £950,000. And for it to be low aggravation and low maintenance, which essentially means it would have a lease that's full repairing and insuring. I recommend you do something similar so you can narrow down your focus if you were to look at the whole of the commercial investment market, because you'll just get overwhelmed and you don't know what you're looking for after a while. So let's take a look now at what I do when I'm searching on Zoopla and how I use the filtering to enable me to see the whole of the market and get that first mover advantage. So what I do on Zoopla is I put in England and I leave all of this like this, advanced, and what I then do is I change this to plus 40 miles. I make sure it's properties for sale. That's it. So by me doing this, that's now given me instant access to the whole of the commercial investment market. So when we're on Rightmove and we want to search for England, it doesn't let us do that. Whereas Zoopla lets us go and search for England plus 40 miles. So that's a big thing for me. I can't put United Kingdom. I can't put Great Britain down. Doesn't work. So it really restricts the area that I'm looking at. By me doing this, this has given me access to the whole of the commercial market. So there's one more thing that we need to do to make sure it's based on investment properties, and that is we need to filter by keyword, and we'll use investments. So now we can see that that is generating 1,569 results. So then we can further refine this by putting in our price range. So let's say, for example, my one was $950 and the minimum price is $200. So that's brought that down to 875. Then we can refine it again by one of these. Now we can't pick two, unfortunately, we can just pick one. So if I was just to pick offices in this example, and then we just create an email alert. And as you can see, there's different alert frequencies that we can send them. And if we wanted instant, just do England plus 40. So then we know what we've done. We just set that up. So now, as soon as new properties hit the market, that alert is then going to be sent to me straight to my email inbox. So the reason why I put England is because I don't care where the property is. Initially, it's all about the numbers. So if the property stacks up financially as an investment, I want to look at it. And then I'll look at the location and all the other things associated with that property. But initially, I want to find properties that meet my target investment goal, and then I'll filter them out based on that. So investment is just one of the phrases that I use to be able to find investment types of properties. You could put in there income, or phrases where the property might have as a tenant a certain type of tenant. So it could have Costa Coffee, or Starbucks or something like that. So let's have a quick look on here and see if we can find some good commercial investment deals. We'll just change this to most recent. We'll just have a quick look down here. And what I'm looking for is if I can see stuff. So this one says total income 24.5 grand. It's 285. I know that's near my 10% cash on cash return. Offers in the region of 285. So if we look at that one and just see this one's located in Swansea, I think. Yeah. So not a bad location, big city. So 3-story main building and a single-story rear addition, independent access to the upper floors, benefits from 3 car parking spaces. Now, on another opportunity, if it didn't have independent access to the upper floors, there's an opportunity there for like permitted development of the uppers. There still might be, even though it's independent, but I'm not going to go into that now. We've got the ground floor, first floor, second floor, all good sizes. So there's an opportunity down the track for this one, right? You can convert that to a flat, convert that to a flat, 2 flats, 2 beds probably, and you could even convert this one at the back and leave commercial at the front, and you've got parking on site, 3 car parking spaces. And this is 285. You might be able to pick this up for 250. I would be going in at the 10% mark, negative long leasehold, term of 125 years. So yeah, that one I wouldn't look at because it's long leasehold. So we'll be back to this. So here's one that I just found. This is an office. Don't know where Flintshire is. It's up by Liverpool Way. It's already at a 9.3% yield before you've even done any offers or anything like that. Seems to be grade 2 listed though, which can be a positive in the fact that there's no business rates to pay by the tenant, and if it's ever empty in the future, you don't have to do it either. But it's on a new 5-year lease from January 2020, full repairing and insuring lease, 9.3%, 32 grand, and it's at 345. You could easily offer 320,000. That would probably get accepted on that, and you got 10% cash on cash, well, 10% yield. Then if you were to leverage your money, you could improve your cash on cash return by a lot more than that. So that's just one example. So that's one particular property. That only took me about 5 minutes to find that particular property, just using the filtering that I've just shown you there. So it's not going to be for everyone. It's, you know, you're looking at the whole of England plus 40 miles. You can then change that to say Scotland or Wales plus 40 miles. It's up to you how you want to position that. But for me, I like to see the whole of the market as quickly as possible and then filter back downwards. So it gives me exposure to high cash flow properties, and then I can decide what I want to do with that property afterwards. If it's not in the right location, fine. Forget about it, move on to the next one. But to get to your first commercial property deal, you're going to probably have to look through 50 to 100 properties before you get to the one that you're happy with. And when I say look at, you're not just clicking on the view button on Zoopla or Rightmove, you're actually looking at the property, understanding the figures on it, the financials on it, and doing an initial due diligence on it to see, does it stack up? Does it meet what you're trying to achieve for your target property? There's a rule of thumb where you look at 100 properties, you make offers on 10, 3 of those will get accepted, and then you eventually end up buying one of those properties. Remember, not all the information's in the listing. You might have to download the sales brochure, you might have to call the agent up. So do those things when you're researching that property in your initial 100. So don't think you have to buy properties off market to get good deals. They do exist online, and that's what I've been doing over the past 18 months, is just looking at Zoopla and Rightmove. I've also got deals off market as well, but it doesn't mean that you forget about Zoopla and Rightmove, and there's some great opportunities and deals to be had on there, as I've just shown you. So drawing on my own experience over the last 20 years of buying commercial and residential real estate, I would say that the ratio is probably about 1 to 4. So for every 1 off-market property deal that I buy, I'll probably buy 4 on-market property deals. So that gives you an indication of the ratio of how that's worked for me and where I spend most of my time. But all of those properties have met my target cash flow returns, have been within my target investment goals based on the property and the assets that I've been wanting to buy. To help you understand the numbers on a commercial investment deal that I recently bought last year, I've got a video here which is about an office commercial investment property that I bought. So go and check that out. Thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.